It's the wrong way around. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Hey, darling.
It's alive.
Yeah, it's alive. Okay, fine. Bye. Hi, CJ. I'm okay. You've said good morning there. It is currently 5:10 p.m. in the afternoon in the UK where I am. I've just had a day at work. I say at work, at my desk, working my real job, and I thought I would just hop on a live and do some rooting because it's a super gentle activity, and a lot of people were interested in how I root my babies. So I have filmed a quick little video just before this to show people how I root that I'll be editing into a short later. Yeah, am I using a map? I am. So I don't know like how well you can see that, but I have actually drawn lines on the head. I have a whole video that I did about routing maps, so and how I make them. So go check that out if you are interested. I've just drawn it on in like a Prisma pencil. Hello. I'm not always looking at my phone, so I can't always see comments. And if I sound weird or like my voice has changed, it's because I have been unwell for the last week with like a respiratory tract infection. So my voice was affected. So relaxing. I'm not loving the hair that I chose for this one. I don't really like the texture because it's like wavy and it's making the whole thing a bit frizzy. Do I use a magnifier? I don't. My eyesight is decent enough without, but I have seen people use them really successfully, so it might be something that I invest in the future. Definitely if I wasn't using the heating lamp, then I think a magnifier would be really, really helpful. But because of this lamp, it kind of makes the hair show up a bit more. So it's easier to root, which is like another positive of the lamp. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people online saying they are coming down with like basically bronchitis. My mum was diagnosed with it. We went on holiday together, came back, and both were very sick. She's had it a lot worse than me though, so I think that's because I'm significantly younger. That hopefully is why I didn't get it so badly. But yeah, it hasn't been a nice one. And I'm glad we had the long weekend because I would have really struggled to work on Monday with how ill I was. So that was fortunate timing for me. This is so relaxing. I'm hoping it's like in focus for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Yeah, see, I don't go out that much, so I haven't been like I haven't been like sick for a while, because I genuinely don't tend to leave the house, and literally like we go on holiday and I immediately come down with bronchitis, but it's fine. Yeah, as the head is now warming up, it's getting easier for the needle to slip in, so that's really nice. And then it'll get to a point where the head feels really hot, and then I worry about it being too hot. But touch wood, I haven't had any accidents with my heat lamp apart from breaking it. But I haven't had any issues with like the heat lamp and the vinyl so far. Also, I'm not mono rooting this head, I'm just micro rooting it, so I am doing like a couple of hairs per hole rather than like one hair per hole. But I've just got some new hair in that I'm really looking forward to trying that arrived today. So I'm going to try that on my other baby. You want to start making silicone babies? Oh, I would love to make silicones, but apparently it's like very different to making vinyls, and the cost is a little prohibitive. You need to have like lint-free rooms and things like that, so it's a lot. But I'll stick with my vinyl for the time being. I'm thinking of doing a doll show in November actually. I'd really like to get a silicone though, like another one. I'd like to sell mine and get a different silicone basically. I feel like I'm not being super entertaining on this live stream because I'm focusing so much on the rooting and I don't want to wear myself out. I'm also doing a class, like a painting class for vinyls in September, which I'm really excited about, with Christine Woolley. She's like a prototype artist, so I'm very excited to learn how to paint with her. Obviously, like I have my own style of painting, but you can always learn more and different techniques. Oh, this is just so satisfying. And then after I've done a section, I'll often like just wet it a little and brush it down. I will cut this hair as well, it's just early stages. Is there 150? There's not 150 people watching this. That's crazy if there is. Probably wondering what I'm doing. I am usually much more entertaining on my lives. It's It's been a long week, as I said, and I have been sick, so excuse me if I sound a little subdued today. I'm rooting the fontanelle part, which I'm hoping I can kind of cover up. I do get lots of comments on this particular sculpt, people saying, what is that big dent in the head? Because the fontanelle was sculpted to be so prominent, which is unusual. So I've had to do a lot of explaining as to what a fontanelle is. I usually have like music on or something in the background when I'm rooting or podcast, but I worry that if I put music on, I'm gonna get like demonetized or something for copyright or copyright strike. So we'll just enjoy the silence. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing people's comments. I do put a light in the head for rooting. It usually from start to finish, a doll usually takes around 50 hours to make the whole thing. This one's taking slightly less time because it didn't have any limbs, so it's just the head. And the trick to getting the hair to lay flat and not frizzy, partially it's like the direction of rooting. So if you can see the way that I am rooting, I'm literally rooting my needles almost like perpendicular is not the right word, is it? Like alongside the head, rather than like going down like this. And that helps it lay flat, so it's called like directional rooting. And then it can obviously be helped along by wetting it as well. But directionally rooting is the way to go. And that does get easier if you warm the head as well. Like the first time I ever rooted, I didn't warm the head up, and it was an incredibly hard, like old vinyl head. And I literally stuck a needle through my finger in the process. And it put me off rooting, and I didn't try rooting again for about 5 months after that. And then I tried again with like a different head and heating it, and it was just night and day different. So now I really enjoy rooting my babies. What are you holding the hair with? I am using, these are just command strips. So like the kind that you would put on your wall to like hang a picture up with. So they're kind of like Velcro, and I just find they hold the hair tightly, but like not so tight that the hair can't come out. And this hair in particular is from iArt Reborn. This is premium mohair, but I have just bought this really gorgeous, look at that, oh, it's gorgeous. This is Dew and NA doll hair. This is in dark chocolate. I actually bought this specifically for this baby, this one, because I wanted it to have like slightly curly hair, so that's why I got that different hair. Yeah. And what needle am I using? So I am using, this is from Heavenly Illusions. It's the pink one. I've tried a lot of different needles. These are more expensive, but they are the best I've tried. So I like using these. They're very easy to work with. A lot of people use like needle holders as well, but I've found that they don't let me have like as much control over the pressure that I'm putting in. And so I broke a lot of needles when I used to use a needle holder. But I haven't broken a needle in like a year or so since I've been rooting. Like it's really rare now for me to break a needle, whereas when I first started rooting, I broke a lot of needles. So I haven't tried the Juna, I don't know how to pronounce it, Juna hair yet. It's the iArt Reborn is the one that I'm using at the moment, which is like this. The only reason I don't like it is because you can see like how wavy it is in here, and it's kind of making this like more frizzy, which I think would be fine if you were going for like a really like full head of hair. Then it would probably be quite good. But yeah, it's this particular type of mohair. But I usually do go for alpaca, and I think this is goat, although it's incredibly soft, and it wasn't too expensive. This was cheaper, the iArt Reborn one. Whereas this cost me £37, including post, for that hair, which is it's not the most that you would pay for hair, but it's, you know, Reborn hair is expensive. And sometimes like people think that of my like using my hands, that this one with the needle in would be the one that ends up hurting. But turns out, you see this motion that I'm doing with this wrist. So after every single pass with the needle, I do this motion with my wrist, and I end up with a really sore wrist from doing this movement on my left hand. And then I don't know where my tweezers have gone, because I usually have tweezers so I can like pull out ones if I'm not happy with how one's gone in. Oh, like that one. I don't like you. Yeah, I thought I'd come on and just do like a chill live stream. I sometimes get requests for this kind of thing because people like to watch them to go to sleep. Because it's very relaxing, which I completely understand, because there's specific things that I watch to fall asleep, which are usually pimple popping videos or like art restoration I really enjoy. See, the head's getting quite hot now. But it's harder to see the hair without the lamp on, because the hair is actually quite light, and like a single hair, this hair is thinner than human hair, so it can be quite difficult to see against the colour of the head. I don't know if you can tell that. Thinking about what I'm going to do tonight. My husband and his mum have gone out for to see a show, and I'm home alone, which I probably shouldn't be telling the internet. And 459, there aren't 459 people here, there can't be. I'm wondering if I'm not seeing all the comments, because that's what usually happens when I get lots of people in, that I can't see all the comments. Oh yes, it's filtering, so I'm only seeing top messages. And I've missed loads of comments. I am sorry if I have missed your question. YouTube being annoying and doing their thing. So I'm just putting the light back on so I can see a bit better. This is the face of this one if anyone is interested. And so I've got another one here that's the same sculpt that I will be rooting as well, but with slightly different hair. So back to rooting. I also have my ring light on at the moment, which I often don't have on. I just have the light from the inside the head on. But I thought you guys would be able to see better with the ring light. So I am like roughly following, well, not roughly, I am following a map as well. So I don't know if you can see, but I have like drawn on the head the way that I want the hair to go. So I know what direction to root each kind of section in. This is just so therapeutic. Just spending time, one hair, putting the hair in. It's always when I'm doing this kind of thing that I think it's funny when people complain about the price of Reborns, because it's like you can see how much time I'm putting into this, like how long it takes me to do even just a small section of hair. And yet you're saying that my prices are too high when I'm like earning less than minimum wage from this usually. See, I did here, there's like too many in that hole. So I want to take some out, and I'm going to have to probably go find my tweezer. Okay. In American dollars, how much are these? Every single reborn is priced differently, so like different artists will price their reborns differently. Mine are usually anywhere from like £300, which is maybe like $350 to $400 up to like £800, I think was the most I've put one of my dolls up for, which is like, I guess, about $1,000. So they are quite expensive, but it's because they are so labor intensive. Like I said earlier, they can take easily 50 hours to make just one of these, but it depends on quite a few different factors as to how long it takes. Like I've got one here that I painted the hair on, so like this is one with painted hair, you can see, and so that one like didn't take me as long to do. Yes, I agree, it's a very satisfying process to watch and do. That's why I like doing it. I like to have babies with like nicely rooted hair as well. My rooting could be better. I do fully know that. Partially it's because actually it's entirely because I am impatient, so I don't tend to root one hair at a time because that would literally make it take double the time. Um, Unless it's like in specific areas, I'll do one hair at a time. But one hair at a time does like make it look obviously the best and the most realistic. But then my prices would have to go up significantly because of that extra time. So, and also, as I said, I'm very impatient and I don't want to spend that long. I think if I like did a prototype, of course I would do it like that, but especially with cuddle babies like this. Like cuddle babies are cheaper anyway, so yeah. Oh, my nose is running now. As I said, I have been sick all week. It's been a very tiring week because I've been at work and sick. And I've had my mother-in-law here, but she leaves tomorrow, which is nice to have my house back because she stays for like a couple of months at a time. So it can be very intense. Is it real hair? Yes. So this is mohair or alpaca hair. So it's like either goat or alpaca hair that we use for reborns because human hair is actually too thick. If you look at the thickness of baby hair, it's a lot thinner than an adult hair. So we can't use human hair unless you're rooting like an older doll, like a toddler size, in which case it's quite normal to use human hair. Oh. My toothbrush gone. So many people saying hi. Thank you for joining me on my live today. And sometimes I will put my needle in and no hair will go in, and it's very frustrating. But that's okay. We have time. This is another reason I don't make custom orders because I work on these basically like some mornings, some evenings, sometimes like during my lunch break because I mostly work from home for like my real, doing my real job, which is HR. And I like can't commit to a time frame in which to make one of these dolls, and that's just not fair on someone that's like, paid me to make a doll, and I feel a lot of pressure to complete it, and then it also stops being fun for me. I get so many requests, like every single day. I get tens of people messaging me asking whether I would do customs and promising that, oh, they're not a difficult customer and things. I'm like, I'm sure you're not, but for me, like, the fun of this is the artistic expression, and a lot of that is taken away when you do customs. And also, like, this is, you know, my in my downtime, what I'm doing. And yeah, if that becomes like more work, and I don't really get a break between my day job and like doing this for other people. Whereas this is just for me, this is just for fun. Like, I will make what I enjoy. So I've got a few kits that I've bought specifically for myself to have and keep. I am wondering about what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I'm half tempted to like go and get a pizza or something, but part of the issue is I'm on some new meds which make my appetite very small, and it means that like I'll look at a pizza and be like, oh yeah, I want that, and then I'll have like 2 slices and I'll be like, no, I'm done now. And I literally can't eat anymore because it'll make me feel sick. So if I'm on my own, I don't really want to buy like get something that I then can't eat most of. So that is the challenge. What should I have for dinner? I'm very fortunate that like that's, you know, one of my life's problems, biggest problems. I was thinking, what should I have for dinner? I'm very blessed to have what I have. Oh, sometimes it makes your eyes go cross-eyed when you're looking really intensely. Can you buy the pizza by the slice? Unfortunately, I don't think so. But that would be nice if I could. I also quite like making my own pizza with like a tortilla, and then just put like pizza toppings on and, you know, tomato sauce. And it's a really good way of like making like a super thin crust pizza. See, I'm just giving out recipes for free on the internet. You guys are so fortunate. What else have I done today? I've been playing Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Stole Time, on my Steam Deck. That has been really fun. I have been enjoying that a lot as a cozy gamer who likes to have everything on easy mode. It's a very easy game. So that's been quite satisfying. And then yeah, I've been at work. Sometimes this head gets really hot to hold my hand as well. I see people are asking about the fontanelle. Yes. Thank you for explaining the fontanelle. Yeah, it's where the bones haven't fused. You're completely correct there. So sometimes they have a dent. They're not usually this prominent, I will say, but the sculptor evidently decided to make this one more prominent, so that's why we've got that on this baby. And that's actually the entire reason I decided to root these, because it would be too obvious if I did painted hair. This is a Cuddle head kit though, like it didn't come with limbs, so it just has like a vinyl head and then a cloth body. And usually if I do Cuddle babies, I want to paint the hair because they're kind of supposed to be like picked up and held more, and you don't get the durability with rooted hair that you do with painted. But I couldn't leave the fontanelle looking like this and not cover it up, to be honest. That's just a personal thing that I think most of the internet probably agrees with from all of the comments I've had regarding the dent in the head. But I don't sculpt these, so, and I'm not going to. I'm definitely not a sculptor. But yeah, as I said, I'm really sorry if I sound weird. It's because I have been not very well this week. I've had bronchitis, so I don't think this is the best routing I've ever done. I know this isn't the best routing I've ever done. But we move. I am sorry if I've missed questions and haven't responded to them as well, because I'm like barely looking at my phone. It's always so satisfying when you spray it with water and like see it like that. It's just like, oh, yes, how pretty. But yeah, not a real baby, just a reborn. But I'm glad you think my art is good enough to be mistaken for a real baby. I'm really hoping that the fontanelle will disappear with more hair. Make it less obvious. I'd love to have hair this thick. I have incredibly thin hair. It's very annoying. My mum has gorgeous thick hair and hasn't even started going grey yet, even though she's 30 years older than I am. And I've got my dad's hair, so I am already finding quite a lot of white hairs, and it's very thin, which is Very sad I didn't get the good genetics. You see me on Snapchat all the time. I don't have Snapchat, so I'm assuming someone is impersonating me on there, basically. That happens a lot. There's a lot of fake accounts out there. I used to have Snapchat back when it like started and I was a teenager. So, but I haven't had it in many, many years. Unfortunately, I can't stop one of the fake accounts across the internet pretending to be me. How long does it take to do a baby doll? It takes around 50 hours per baby, which obviously is quite a lot of time. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It depends on lots of different factors like skin tone, so darker skin tones take longer. The bigger the baby is also usually takes a little bit longer, particularly if I'm rooting the hair, because obviously a bigger head will take more time. If I'm painting the hair, it's faster. If it's a cuddle baby like this one, I've only had to paint the head and root the hair, and it didn't have any limbs, so it's a lot faster to paint because I'm not having to do all the limbs. So I do like making cuddle babies. They are my favourite thing because I just don't really enjoy painting limbs. I find them fiddly and annoying. So that's why when I saw this kit coming out that didn't have any limbs, that's why I was like immediately buy 2 of them because that's up my street. Because I don't want to like buy a full kit to make it into a cuddle baby and then waste the limbs, because that feels like a waste of money. Where do I get the hair from? What am I using? So I'm using command strips to hold them. It's literally just the basic command strips like you would get to hang things on your wall. And I'm using, this is iArt Reborn mohair, but I also have this one here, which is the Juna hair, and this one is curly, and I'm going to do that on my darker skin baby because I wanted that baby to have slightly curly hair. Yeah, the command strips, I saw someone else do it online like a couple of years ago, and honestly it just makes life so much easier because you can splay the hair out and it means you're not like pinching, so your hand doesn't get as tired. Yeah, it's, and all the hair stays like as it's supposed to rather than moving with your fingers. It's just a great way of doing it, really. I did not come up with it, but I always like to share the knowledge where I can. I've learned something useful. I might want to have like slightly thicker hair in this middle part, I'm thinking. So I might need to have these ones be a bit closer together. I'm not very good at varying the thickness of the hair. But I do like certain parts to be thicker. So. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. How about taking care of a real child? Oh, those comments always make me laugh because they're clearly from children. Because anyone who's an adult would know that a doll and a child are completely different things and cannot be compared. Actually, I watched quite a good video from, I think it was Tori's Reborn? No, maybe it was someone else, who did a really good video response to someone asking that question. But it doesn't take many critical thinking skills to realise why a reborn doll and a real child are not comparable. So most of the time I don't usually answer those questions when they come up. Occasionally I'll make a video about them. But although with the state of the world at the moment, I am coming to realise that many people are much less educated than I had previously assumed, which is my own fault for making assumptions. So satisfying. So satisfying. How old am I? I am. I don't. Maybe you weren't asking me. Oh, you were asking Blue. Okay, go ahead. You have a chat in my comments. It's cool. If anyone's curious, I'm 29, and I live in the UK. Yeah. Where is the best place to get reborn dolls? I always recommend reborns.com. I have, like, if you go into my like bio, I've got loads of like recommendations for where to get them, because there's a lot of like scam sites and people selling knockoffs. So I do have a lot of recommendations in there to try and avoid those. And I've got to add a few more actually, and haven't edited my website in a while. But there are so many places like selling fake reborns, and they'll entice you with like pictures of the prototypes, and then what turns up is, not a reborn. It's a knockoff, and they never look as good as the pictures. So I know some people get really disappointed because they think they're going to get this beautiful doll, but then that doll will have cost thousands, because prototypes do. How have my eyes been? They have been okay. They seem to be holding steady at the moment in terms of like since the surgery. So that's good. I'm hoping I can wear contact lenses again soon, which would be nice because I haven't been able to wear them in years. Yeah. I have to say, recovery from eye surgery is like one of the most uncomfortable surgeries I have ever recovered from, and I've had quite a few different surgeries now. So yeah, that was really painful. I literally spent about 4 days unable to open my eye and having to use like bags of peas on my eye to like stop it from burning because it hurts so much. But I'd go through it all again for the outcome that I've got, so it's really positive. But I am getting hungry, so I will probably be off soon to have some food. This hair will be cut as well, and the fontanelle is looking better. But yeah, the hair will be cut, so it will look a bit better once it's cut and like once it's fully done and styled and everything. Because at the moment it's looking a bit straggly, but it won't when it's finalized. But that's part of the issue with the hair that I'm using as well. But once it's like cut and styled, it will be better. See, you see, like it can be styled nicely. But this is a bit long, so this will get cut and look better. So yeah, this is where we are at the moment. It will also be glued in from the inside. I'm going to stop faffing with it now. So yeah, I hope you guys have had a nice evening. This is me, by the way. You haven't seen me at all on the live. So yeah, this is the head that I'm working on at the moment. I will also be rooting this baby, and this one's going to have like slightly curly hair is the plan. But yeah, I hope you guys, oh look, light, you can see me now. Have a great evening, and I'm still thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. Do follow me if you want to see like more of this kind of stuff, and I have loads of videos all about making reborns. So yeah, and I'm usually more upbeat in my lives. It is literally because I have been so unwell, so I'm just quite tired. Yeah, see you guys.